Hey, welcome back. I'm going to look at differentiation from first principles using some trickier functions. So we're going to follow the same steps, which is nice. F of x plus h in the case where f of x is equal to 1 over x is going to be 1 over x plus h. In step 2, we need to subtract f of x, which is going to be 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x. I always teach my students to cross multiply any fraction, so that's going to be x minus x plus h divided by x times by x plus h. I'm going to tidy that up now before it gets a little bit more complicated. So it'll be x minus x minus h. Don't forget you need to distribute the minus. So it'll be minus h divided by x, x plus h. Step 3, you need to do f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now, in this situation, it might be easier to think about that as a separate divided by h, which is going to mean that it's going to turn upside down into 1 over h. It's actually going to cancel here and here, so you're going to end up with minus 1 over x, or x squared plus xh. In step 4, you're going to take the limit as h tends to 0 of this whole expression. And the only part that's going to be affected is here. It's going to be x multiplied by a number very, very close to 0, which will actually make this tend to 0. And your answer is going to be minus 1 over x squared. Okay, let's have a look at a square root, which can be a bit tricky too. Step 1, f of x plus h, which is the square root of x plus h. Step 2, f of x plus h minus f of x, which is the square root of x plus h minus the square root of x. Step 3, you want to do f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to multiply it by its conjugate to get rid of the square roots. So let's have a look. Take out the 1 over h here. And as I've multiplied the top by the conjugate, I'm going to have to multiply the bottom by the conjugate too. If I multiply by the conjugate on the top, I'm going to get x plus h plus square root of x times by square root of x plus h minus square root of x times the square root of x plus h. And then I'm going to get minus x divided by this square root. Obviously, when I multiply by a conjugate, this and this cancels out. And that's going to leave me here a h on the top. The reason I wanted to do that is when everything's stuck under the square roots, there's not much space for me to go. Like, I can't simplify here. If I simply let that go to 0, I'm going to be saying that the gradient is always 0, which obviously isn't going to be true if that tends to 0. Then I would just be left with square root of x minus square root of x. So I've multiplied by the conjugate to get things out from underneath these square roots and have a little bit of algebra wiggle room. Now, when the middle terms cancel out, I'm left with the square root of x plus h here, and here I'm left with minus x. Now I can cancel now this one and this one. That leaves me with h on the top. Remember, I've got a 1 over h here. And on the bottom, I've got the square root of x plus h plus square root of x. I'm going to cancel out these and these, which leaves me with 1 over the square root of x plus h plus the square root of x. Now, if I take the limit of this expression in step 4, I'm going to see that I'm going to get the limit of this. If this goes to 0, I would get 1 over the square root of x plus the square root of x, which is 1 over 2 times the square root of x. which is the correct answer. There's some pretty cool proofs for the differentiation of trigonometric functions like sine and cos, and I'm definitely going to keep those for another video when we start getting into differentiating trig functions, because there's some pretty cool identities there too. I hope that you really enjoyed this. In the next video, I'm going to be looking at how you can just differentiate quickly using the power rule without going through all of the steps for differentiation from first principles. But if the question says differentiate from first principles, you must go through those 4 steps. And if you use the power rule, they're not going to give you any marks. So you need to know those 4 steps. But if they ask me just to differentiate, would I go through all the 4 steps? Absolutely not. I would straight away be using the power rule, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in the next video. Like, subscribe, comment, I love that, and stick around for the next video, guys. See you later.